Dear students, today let us learn the remaining part of the lesson, that is Narayanapur incident. So Babu was asked to stay outside and he was told that he has to give the message about the people who would come to his house or Mohan's house. So thereby what happened? One man came there on bike and got down from the bike, lit cigarette. Afterwards he went away. After that person, second person came to Babu's house. Therefore, Babu ran into the house to inform about the person who was coming to their house. Now let us see what happens in the story. 11th paragraph. There was silence. From inside the puja room, their faces looked at him blankly, the dim light giving them a peculiar look. Shadows queered and danced as the wick in the oil lamp flickered and fizzed. Then Amma got up and came out, followed by Mohan. Suman stayed inside and Mohan closed the door of the room. Manju, go to bed. Babu, you too. There was a knock at the door. Babu rushed to his room, unrolled his bedroll and threw himself on it. A knock again. Who is there? Amma called out. Knock, knock. Mohan, go and see who it is. Manju, who had got into bed to notice that though Amma's voice was steady, her hands trembled. Mohan came in saying, Amma, it's Patil, the sub-inspector. Amma held Manju's hand in a tight, hurtful clutch, though her voice was still cool and calm. What does he want? He wants to talk to you, to me. The hand relaxed. Manju drew her own hand back and rubbed it softly. Okay, children. Now let us see what happens in the story in the 11th and 12th paragraph. So as soon as Babu entered the house from outside to tell about the person who was coming to their house, at that time in the house, in the Mohan's house, there was complete silence. The house was complete silence. From inside the puja room, their faces looked at him blankly. So, inside the house, that too inside the puja room, Amma was there, Mohan was there, Suman was there. All the three looked at Babu blankly. So, as soon as Babu informed that someone was coming to their house, all the three who were in puja room, they did not know what to do at that time. Their mind was completely blank. So, they looked at Babu blankly. The dim light giving them a peculiar look. So, light was there, a small normal lamp. It was dim. In that dim light, their faces were looking differently, peculiarly. Shadows feared and danced as the wink in the oil lamp flickered and phased. The shadows on the wall, what happened? They were feared and dancing as the oil in the lamp was okay was flickering and fizzed. Then Amma got up and came out, followed by Mohan. So Amma and Mohan came out of puja room. Suman stayed inside and Mohan closed the door of the room. So now Amma came out of the puja room and even Mohan also came out of the puja room and Suman stayed there only. So as soon as Mohan came out of the puja room, he locked the room, closed the door and asked Manju to go to bed, even Babu to go to bed. There was a knock at the door. The person who came to their house, he knocked at the door. Babu rushed to his room. As soon as Babu heard the sound of knocking at the door of the house, he entered into his room. He ran to his room and unrolled his bed and threw himself on it. So he rushed into the room, unrolled the bed and he slept on the bed. A knock again. Again there was a knock. Who is there? Amma called out. Amma asked, who is that? Knock, knock. Again the person who had come there, he was knocking the door. Mohan, go and see who it is. So now Amma asked Mohan to see who it was. Manju, who had got into bed too, noticed that Amma's voice steady, her hands trembled. Even Manju also went to bed and she observed that though her mother's voice was unsteady, but her hands were trembling. Mohan came in saying, Amma, it is Patil. So Mohan went and opened the door of the house, saw that it was Patil who had come to their house and told his mother, Mother, it is Patil, the sub-inspector. Amma held Manju's hand in tight, hurtful clutch, though her voice was still cool and calm. So Amma was holding the hand of Manju, okay, and she was holding Manju's hand tightly, hurtful clutch. She was afraid. She was afraid. Even then she was afraid. Her voice was calm and cool. What does he want? Amma asked Mohan, what does he want? What does he want? Now, he wants to talk to you. Mohan said that the sub-inspector Patil wants to talk to you, his mother. To me, mother said, to me. Then hand relaxed. She left the hand of Manju. Manju drew her hand, her own hand back and rubbed it softly. So as mother held the hand of Manju so tightly, after leaving her hand, Manju started to rub the hand softly because she felt pain. 13th paragraph. I haven't come to trouble you, a strange voice said. Your husband was my friend in school. I am a friend. Amma got up quickly and went out. Manju waited a moment and followed her. There was Babu coming out of his room, making a show of having been woken out of a deep sleep, out of his room, rubbing his eyes, yawning loudly and repeatedly, mumbling in grumpy voice, "Who is it? Who is it?" But nobody paid him any attention, and soon Babu was taking in everything with the greatest curiosity. So, the policeman, sub-inspector by name Patil, who had come to their house, he told that, "I have come here not to trouble you people." It was a strange voice. It was strange voice for Amma, Mohan, Manju and Babu. That strange voice, that policeman, sub-inspector told Amma particularly, "Your husband was my friend in school." He told that woman that her husband was his friend. That means Mohan's father was a friend of sub-inspector when they were studying in school. And I am his friend. Sub-inspector told that he was friend of his father. Amma got up quickly and went out. So from inside the house room, she came out. And even Manju waited for a moment and she also came out from the room. There was Babu coming out of his room. So Babu also came out of his room as if he pretended himself that as if he got up from a deep sleep, and he was Annie and repeatedly asking, "Who is it? Who is it?" But no one showed any attention, and Babu felt that it was curious for him to know about that person. 14th paragraph. The man, was he really a police officer? He didn't look like one in his dingy clothes. He was saying to Amma, "Yes, we were in school together. Oh yes, he was far above me. He was a scholar and I was one of the duns. He always helped me, though God knows how often I would have been caned but for him. Please, Patil Sahib," Amma said, rather impatiently, "tell me why you are here. It's like this." Suddenly the man was brisk and businesslike. His glance swept over all of them, taking them all in shrewdly. "Certainly this man was no dunce. There is going to be search in your house." When? So the man who had come to the house, policeman, he told that he didn't come to trouble them. The man was really a police officer. So now they were in confusion. What was that confusion? The man who had come to their house, was he really a policeman, really a police officer? Because he did not look like a police officer in his normal clothes. He was saying to Amma, "Yes, we were in school together." Again he repeated that her husband and himself, both of them studied in the same school, the same class together. "Oh yes, he was far above me." Now the sub-inspector narrated their story. He told that her husband was above him. He was a scholar. Her husband was a scholar and he was the dunce. The sub-inspector told that the woman's husband was a scholar and he was a dull student. He always helped me though. He told that lady, that woman, that her husband helped him a lot. But mother was not ready to listen to all these things. She suddenly asked her, and impatiently she asked her why he had come here. Please tell me why have you come here. Then that man suddenly became brisk and businesslike. His glance swept over all of them. He saw all the people in the house, taking them all in shrewdly. Suddenly this man was not dense. It was when he observed all the people in the house, definitely shows that that man was not a dull person, dense person. And finally he told that night there would be a search in their house. And then suddenly someone asked, when? 15th paragraph, most properly tonight. I heard the Sahib talking. They were speaking of a cyclostylic machine. It seems you people are making copies of Mahatma's speech. They say you have people hiding here as well. So, when mother asked when there would be a search in their house, at that time the police sub-inspector told that night only. The officer was talking about a cyclostylic machine, and it seems that in your house there is a cyclostylic machine and you people are printing the copies of Mahatma Gandhi's speech. So therefore they want to come to your house for the search and to see and to take cyclostylic machine. 16th paragraph. Ha! Mohan scoffed. But you have the cyclostylic machine? No, Mohan repeated angrily. You are wasting time spying on us. Tell me. The man ignored Mohan and spoke to Amma. Yes, Amma replied simply, and Mohan made an angry hissing sound. Where is it? Amma, you have gone inside. Manju's heart began beating wildly. Why was Amma giving them away? Give it to me. I'll take it, get it out of the way. You can have it when it is safe. Mohan burst out. Amma, what are you doing? How can you trust a policeman? When the police sub-inspector told that in their house there was a cyclostylic machine and they were printing the copies of Mahatma Gandhiji's speech. So thereby Mohan became angry. No, he said that they don't have any cyclostylic machine. And he asked told the policeman that he was wasting their time spying on them. But the sub-inspector didn't care for the words of Mohan. He ignored all the words of Mohan and asked mother to show that a cyclostylic machine or to give cyclostylic machine. Amma agreed, told that they have cyclostylic machine. But Mohan was angry towards his mother and he told that you should not give cyclostylic machine to that sub-inspector. How you are going to believe that police officer? So police officer said that he would return back that cyclostylic machine, keeping it safely. So whenever they are in need of that machine. The man touched Mohan on the shoulder. Mohan, you are still very young. There are many things you don't understand. I am a policeman. Yes, but your father was and still is my friend, and this is my country as much as it is yours. Now give it to me quickly. They may come any moment. Amma opened the door of the puja room and said, Suma. Suman emerged, wiping her face with her sari, looking anxiously at them. Come in. Amma beckoned to the man. It's here. Suman stared at Amma and the man in bewilderment. Amma smiled at her and said, You have got to get away. Suman, take away all that material. Mohan, will you? So, when Mohan was very angry at that time, the police officer kept his hand on the shoulder of Mohan and told that, Mohan, you are still young. You are very young. You don't know many things. Your father is my best friend and I am best friend of your father. And moreover, I am a police officer, policeman. So, as you love this country, I too love this country. As you feel that this country is yours, I too feel that this country is mine. Therefore, I don't want to trouble you people. If you hand over the machine to me, it would be safe to you. Therefore, give that cyclostylic machine to me quickly, because they may come for search at any moment. So thereby, Amma was ready to give that cyclostylic machine to police officer, and she called Suma to bring that cyclostylic machine. So Suman opened the door of the puja room and came out and looked at Amma anxiously. Afterwards, Amma smiled at Suman and told Suman, okay, to go out of to bring that machine and ask Mohan to bring other materials. 18th paragraph. Mohan stared at Amma, at Suman, and finally at Patel, who stared steadily back at Mohan, and suddenly the two smiled to each other. Okay, Amma, Mohan said and dunked into the puja room. He lugged the machine out and gave it to Patil. Do you have a largest bag with you? The man asked. Manju, Amma began, but Babu and had already got it. That's fine, the man said. And then they were gone, Patil, Mohan and Suman. The house seemed unbelievably quiet after the earlier intense activity. Let's go back to bed, Amma suggested. Mohan came back shortly. Suman, Manju asked him anxiously. She is alright. So Mohan was very angry with Amma when she asked him to give that cyclostylic machine. He stared at Amma, Suman and even at Patil also. After some time, okay, even Patil also stared at Mohan. After some time, both of them laughed, smiled to each other, and Mohan agreed with his mother's words and was ready to give that cyclostylic machine, and therefore he went into puja room and brought the cyclostylic machine and gave it to Patil. And the policeman asked for large bag. By that time, Babu brought the large bag, and that machine was put in the large bag. Now Patil, Mohan, Suman went out. After that, the house was completely silent. 19th paragraph. Go to bed, Manju, Amma said. Bed. With the police about to come, but nervously she did drop off at some time and came out of her sleep with a jerk to hear a loud knock at the door. It was repeated. Manju sat up in sudden fright. Amma patted her comfortingly. Who is it? She asked loudly. Open the door, a strange voice ordered. Mohan, see who it is, Amma said. It was like going through something all over again, but this time they knew for sure it wasn't friends standing out there. No need for Mohan to announce, Amma, it's police. So after the policeman went out by taking that cyclostatic machine, now they were about to sleep. So therefore, Amma asked Manju to sleep, but Manju felt that again police would come to their house. Somehow she got sleep and slept, but suddenly she got up from her sleep as there was knock again at the door. There was knock at the door. It was repeated. Manju got up and sat and asked her mother to open the door. So mother asked her, who was that? She asked loudly. Open the door, the strange voice ordered. So someone from outside was asking to open the door, and Amma asked Mohan to see who was that. But this time, who had come to their house was not a friend, but a policeman who had come to their house for search to find cyclostylic machine which was used by these people for printing the speeches of Mahatma Gandhi ji. So Mohan opened the door and saw that there were police, and this time who had come to their house were the police people who had come to see the cyclostylic machine which was kept in the house. But now what happened? The police sub-inspector who had come earlier had taken away the machine. So in this way, at that night, there was search in the house of Mohan. So this is all about the story of Narayanapur incident, which was started in the year 1942 at the time of Quit India movement. Okay children, so this is the story of a teacher and the town Narayanapur incident. So I hope you understood the lesson. Thanks a lot. Thank you.